Welcome to a new episode of the Prof Broker podcast. On today's episode, my guest is the legendary, the man, Mokhtar El Kouch, manager at House in House, off-plan manager at House in House. The reason why I wanted Mokhtar to be our first guest on this podcast is because I really admire the work that he's done so far. He's a very inspiring man and we have a lot of things to learn about him. A little reminder about what this podcast is about. It's for you. If you're young, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to make it in life, if you don't understand how to succeed, how to change your life, this podcast is for you. I will interview people that have extraordinary lives, that have done almost the impossible to get where they're at, and without quitting. It's not something that you cannot do. Everybody can do it. You just need to understand how, and the steps are very important to follow. Mokhtar, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you so much for the kind words. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
So the reason why you're on this podcast today is because you have made an extraordinary entrance at House in House. It was 2 years ago.
Yes.
So you originally are from Lebanon.
Yes.
And you worked your way. You've done so many different things that we'll talk about. Unbelievable things that you've done so far. But you started 8 years ago, real estate, and you were in Paris.
Yes.
If that's correct. And you've just decided to move your whole life with your wife 2 years ago here in Dubai.
Exactly.
Can you tell me a little bit more, for those who don't know really about you, what's your background?
Yes. Okay. So first of all, now I have two hats at House in House. I run the portfolio of my clients and I manage them under the structure House in House, beautiful company. And I have a beautiful team of motivated agents that I train on a day-to-day basis. So now it has been a decade now, almost a decade that I've been into real estate between Paris and Dubai. Previously, I had done studies in mathematics, economics. I've studied the laws of the markets and then strategic management masters and investments. And I fell in love with real estate. So basically, Jeremy, I started real estate as an investor before becoming an agent and doing it on a professional level. This industry caught my heart, basically. It is the best way for someone to get out of the rat race. Investments, and real estate is the mother of all investments. So that's how I got in as an investor. And after that, I said, this is my passion. I'm going to leave everything, leave the corporate, leave the consulting life of these big companies and do the real thing on the ground.
How was the journey in Paris in real estate?
The journey in Paris was very rich. I actually learned from the ground what it is to analyze the demand, the supply of the market. It was very intense, very competitive for a couple of years. And then when COVID hit, things changed. The market changed. The cycle became an investor cycle. It became a cash market because before that it was a bank market. So it's the banks who decided the prices of property because over 90% of transactions are on credit from the bank. So after that, it became a little bit tense. We saw that there was no more growth in Paris and in many major cities after COVID with all the quantitative easing that happened in the market. The Central European Bank started just printing money all over. We knew that this is going to be paid by the economy, by an increase in taxation. Everyone just used to get free money left and right. So if you're good or if you're not good in your business, if you deserve to survive or if you don't deserve to survive, you were getting your free money. So that changed the economy, and this had a strong repercussion over its real estate market. At the early phase when COVID hit and when they started voting those quantitative easing, I've made my research about the market. I already know economics, so I said to my investors, we need to disinvest from the European market and start looking at other opportunities. And we had Dubai in our pipeline before. We were looking at Dubai, Bali in Indonesia. We were looking at Thailand. We were looking at Turkey. We were looking at a couple of other European cities as well, a couple of US states, and a couple of African countries.
So what's the reason why you've chosen Dubai among all these amazing cities?
That's a very good question, and it gets us back to why we are here currently. From all of these cities that we were looking at to diversify portfolio of our investors, we already started taking positions, but we came to Dubai because this here is where we wanted to put in the maximum of their bullets. Because Dubai, it ticked the green checks on all angles. Okay, so when you are investing in a city, you're looking at a city that is safe and secure, both from political security, no risk of wars and what have you, and from natural catastrophes. So you're looking at this first criteria, safe and secure. Okay. You're looking at a city that has an increase in population, where the population is increasing, and where the economy is building up and is diversified. Dubai ticked all three. And it was undervalued with respect to other cities in the market. And that's how we made our forecast in 2020, 2019, even a little bit before the COVID. And we started deploying ever since.
And you decide to go to Dubai, you decide to live all your life. You've been living 8 years now in Paris.
Yes.
I think you're used to go from a place to another, but still it requires a lot of courage. And we were talking about it on a previous podcast. It takes a lot of courage to take everything and to move to the unknown, yes, to do that leap of faith. How did you feel doing that?
Look, I'll share a very intimate conversation that I had with my wife. Because, you know, when you're with your partner, I'm nothing without my mother, without my wife, you know, the women that are behind us, and we're in the scene. It's a chance also to talk about it, to give them props when props are due. So we had an intimate conversation. She was obviously worried. We had everything in place in Paris. I had a big portfolio of clients. I'm an investor myself, so I had also my portfolio there. We had our friends and family and our habits. It was complicated for her because it was the unknown. But we are also men, and we want to go hunt. Mm-hmm. We're going for the hunt. So I was telling her, look, I want the best for us, for our family. And there are some places in the world where we can get better value, better standards of living with respect to how much energy, how much we are producing on a day-to-day basis. That meets with our ambitions, basically. And I refuse to stay where I am, to get and to accept what I have right now, even though we've made it very well. I was in top tier, had finished top tier business school. Our network was great. So we had everything we needed. But when shit hit the fan after COVID, the social crisis, the gilets jaunes in Paris, if for the French speakers, it was a little bit disappointing to see how much people in France don't want to work anymore. So basically we were saying, okay, I'm okay to pay for the poor, paying more taxes. I don't mind, but I don't want to be surrounded with people who are not like-minded. Who will look at me with envy if I want to work on a Sunday morning, who I talk to and I say, I'm so excited to go to work on Monday morning. I'm so excited to go and start the week because that's my passion. So I wanted also that my environment, my entourage, that is like-minded, ambitious people, happy, energetic, positive, smiling, bienveillant. They want you to move forward, to succeed as well. And yeah, that's the conversation. So what we did, to answer your question, we had this conversation. There was, of course, worry. And I told her, look, we've already started studying Dubai, and I've already started deploying with my investors about the city. We validated it. I'm going to leave first. I'm going to build the ground. You're going to stay here, and then you're going to follow.
Okay. So did you know anybody in Dubai before you moved here? Did you have anyone to contact, any person to rely on?
Yes, of course. So I'm also Lebanese, so I'm French Lebanese, but I'm Lebanese. So we have a lot of Lebanese community here. I have some family. I have a lot of connections as well. So yes, I have connections and I know people in Dubai before.
One thing that's very impressive when we look at your CV, when we look at your journey, is that back in Lebanon, you faced very difficult times, and you told me yourself a couple of months ago, you come from a place where you didn't have a lot to live with, and that is very inspiring because nothing was easy.
Yes.
And you had to work super, super hard. Even me, I know you for a year now, and there's still things that I didn't know about you that I discover. Guys, this is real estate. This is calls the whole day.
I'm sorry, I have to take this.
Take it. You need to be booked. As I was saying, you start from a very difficult position.
Yeah.
And you're very grateful for the love your mom gave to you and for the fact your wife was with you along the way.
Yes.
Which we'll circle back to that later, but surrounding yourself with the right people, having the right environment is absolutely essential.
Yes.
For success. Can you tell me, do you remember a moment when you did a big failure? You failed something very, very massively. And that was a moment in your life when you decided, okay, I have the choice to quit, to leave everything, or I have to push through, but it's double or nothing. Did you have a moment like this? I'm pretty sure you do. If you want to share it with us, I think this is very important for people to understand that success is not linear.
Yes.
You will have amazing moments, but when it goes really bad, that's when you're really being tested. So what's the one that really tested you?
So you're touching upon something that is very deep and that I will share because I mean it's the moment, we've suffered a lot in Lebanon. Okay, there has been a lot of adversity. We've lived several wars, under the bombs. You get out of your building, you don't know if the building will hit or not. You get out with a 50-50 percentage, basically. And that builds you, that builds resilience in you. You know the value of life, the value of people around you. And that is complicated. Now, there was a certain moment that was an inflection point, because I will not enter into all the details of what happened in Lebanon and so on. So my mother, she gave in all her heart, energy, power, blood, sweat, and tears to raise me since I was a kid. We've had a lot of problems before. So my father passed away when I was 17 years old from cancer. Came 6 months in, 6 months out. I became the man of the house from a minute to the other, basically. It was very sudden. And I was trying to find a father outside. But every time that I thought that I found a new father, I got disappointed. And that was very, very hard to swallow. So my mother did everything to put me in the best university in the Middle East. It was the American University of Beirut. She skipped 0 day from work. Even when she was sick, she went still. When I say 0, it's not 1. It is 0. 0 days in 33 years of her career. Okay, so she was a teacher. She taught generations up until now. People still think about her. So I went in, I was trying to find a personality, an identity. Who am I? Am I a man or am I still a child that I was before? I entered into university. The tuition was very high, Jeremy, okay? It was one of the most expensive universities in the Middle East and the most prestigious ones. The first half of the semester, I failed miserably. I went into mathematics major, minor economics. It was a new way of studying. I had done the French baccalaureate and the Lebanese baccalaureate before, and I entered, and it was a completely new way of studying in the American system. So my professor, now God rest his soul, I still think about him. He's the father of one of my best friends. He wrote to me, I got 66 over 100, which is a fail in the American system. It's under 70.
Okay.
It's not a good grade, basically. It's not like the French system. So it's a fail. He wrote to me, drop your math major. So which means like leave school or leave your career, leave this, you're not fit, basically, drop your math major. And that was a huge shock. So I came back home, I sat down on the bed, my mother came, I told her, Mama, I need to tell you something. Look, the professor showed me this. He told me, drop your math major. And she told me, Mama, it's okay. You can do it. You don't want to do it, don't do it. You are skilled, you will become someone. And I love you. So she gave me only love. From the second day, I felt huge guilt that she was working day and night to pay for this tuition alone. Nobody helped us. She was working alone to pay for this high tuition, and I was not performing. I was left and right and still lost. So I took a decision and I went into the library the next day. I studied 8 hours every day until I understood mathematics. The next grade was 98 over 100. And the doctor showed it in front of everyone, and he made an example out of me. 3 years after, when I finished my degree, I finished the first out of all my promotion. I was studying 8 hours a day, teaching mathematics 6 hours a day. So basically, I was working 14 hours a day, 6 days a week, including Sundays sometimes, because, private tutoring with mathematics. So that is what changed me. I put in discipline into my life, and that is by seeing the example of my mother, who gave everything to me, asking for nothing, and still loving me. That's made me the man who I am today.
And how does one find discipline in a society where there's so much distraction, and you could think of just living an average life that could be very comfortable for anybody? But how does one who is listening to us today, trying to understand, he doesn't really have a why, he doesn't really know what to do, how does he find discipline? Because we know motivation is not enough.
Yes.
How to apply discipline and have that consistency?
Look, Jeremy, there is no secret, okay? The reason why so many motivators say, find your purpose, find your why. I'm sorry, but they're right. They're absolutely right with what they're saying. You need to find your why. If you don't have a why, you will not find in the motivation, the everyday energy to get up and to work, to feel pain and still enjoy it. When you have your why, when I had my why, I knew that there is rage, there is anger in me, that I have a revenge to take. And I didn't have only one why. I've had several whys all over my upbringing. So they need to find their why. Why are they here already? Who do they want to become? This is also why when you see people who are successful, they've suffered. You rarely see people who reach somewhere without suffering. Suffering is important because that builds you, and that creates the energy, the anger in you to go back and take revenge at life, go back and do great things. Try to see who you want to become.
So what do you think is the most painful step to go through when you put that discipline on? What's the reason why so many people don't have the discipline? Because as you may know, nowadays everybody kind of know what to do, more or less.
Yes.
Why do you think so many people, they just implement the discipline and they stop it? What do you think would be the reason?
Because it's hard, Jeremy. Discipline is very hard.
What's hard?
Waking up every day, doing the same things, not seeing results sometimes, getting disappointed. You have a lot of distractions left and right, especially in Dubai. We're in Dubai, so let's talk about Dubai. In Dubai, you see sexy women left and right. You see luxury cars. You see nice watches. You see brand new things, all the bright and shiny. And you get attracted, you get distracted. So I think that being disciplined in such a distracted environment is very tough. You need to have an even tougher why, an even stronger, more profound reason why you came here, what you want to do, what you want to accomplish in life in order to crack it. We live in Wall Street 30 years ago. We have the real estate market in Dubai is an opportunity that doesn't repeat itself twice, okay? And people who are living here safe, they have nothing to worry about besides going and accomplishing, doing their passion, doing what they love. And they can also enjoy the benefits of the comfort and services that are put into the city, and they can prosper. But there is no answer to your question. Some people just they're weak and they don't have people that inspire them. They want to consume before they produce. If you want to consume before you produce, you will be consumed. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you produce and then you say, okay, I'm gonna produce 90, consume 10, mm-hmm. then produce 90, consume 10, you will have 180 and you would have consumed 20. Imagine how much you will grow, and not in terms of financials, in terms of personal growth. Today you can decide to do this podcast and have this interesting conversation where we are both reflecting and thinking through our lives and sharing. Or we can go to the beach, have drinks, enjoy, get drunk. So we had these two decisions. We decided to come and share. So it's a matter of decision. It's every day we have choices that we make. We make 10, 20, 30 choices every day. Every day when you're waking up, you're coming to work, you are deciding, you're looking at your colleagues, and you decide who you want to go say hello to on your break.
Yeah, that's true.
On your break, you are looking at your colleagues and deciding, I need a break. I need to talk. I need to change. I'm prospecting. I'm calling, or I'm handling a client. I'm doing my research about the market, analyzing trends. Now I need a break. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna look. Who am I going to talk to? Am I going to talk to someone who will give me gossip, so that I enjoy, so that we say gossip, we say negative things, or consume, or am I going to go to speak to positive people, to Dara, for example? Will I go to speak to Dara and inspire from his positivity, from his energy? Will I go speak to Simon, for example, look at his nice smile, sharing and caring? Or will I go speak to X, Y, and Z who just want to gossip and say negative things and say how they're not succeeding and blaming everyone else but themselves, basically? So it's a matter of decision. From the smallest decision, what I'm telling you, on a break, you are taking a decision who you are going to go and talk to.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I think what we see a lot lately is that many people don't realize it's their own fault if they are where they are today, and they would blame the whole world and the whole society for having given them the cards that they were dealt with. But to give an analogy of poker, you can win a hand with a 2 and a 7. You don't need to have ace. You don't need to have a pair of kings. Whatever you dealt with, it's how you deal with it that's going to make the man that you are. So I think we're seeing a lot of men today, and women as well, that live with the victim, the victim mindset.
Yes.
Thinking that the world is collapsing and there's no money here and there's no ambition there, and people are gossiping about this, and education is not working, this is not working, I cannot do anything.
Do you know what I think? I think these people are prisoners of their own mind. They're prisoners of their own heart. You can even find some people, Jeremy, in prison. Now we're talking about people who are outside in freedom and they're prisoners of their mind. You go look at some of these people in prison who have committed things or not. A lot of people are innocent in prisons. They're happy. They're inspiring people. They're writing books. They're growing inside a 2 square meter cell. Can you imagine? So it's a state of mind. It's a state of, it's a choice. You can be in prison in a 2-3 square meter cell, and you can decide to cry and get depressed, or you can decide to get up, do 100 push-ups, 100 squats day 1, 200 push-ups, 200 squats day 2. You can decide to think, reflect, ask for a pen and a paper and to start writing, thinking, going deep inside the human mind. Or you can decide to go into depression. So everything is all about the mind. And this is why you see a lot of motivators say, free your mind. And that is the essence of it all.
So mindset is really a key. But we know that action is super, super important. You need to take action. If you think the whole time and you're not acting, you're staying there, you're not moving.
Yes.
What do you think in your life you do every day that keeps you active, that keeps you into this mindset? What's the action that you would take on an everyday basis to inspire people and understand, okay, I have this successful mindset. How do I apply it on my day?
Very good question. So on a day-to-day basis, I do a lot of logical injections as well. I talk to myself. When I'm in the car, it's a time for me to think through my life on a long-term, mid-term, short-term basis. I think it all through. I have a long drive, 20-25 minutes, so that gives me enough time to think a lot. And every time I ignite myself, I come to work, I have tears in my eyes, fire in my belly, and I just want to go and to build things, to bring people on board, to inspire, to do research, to grow as a person, and to bring people with me. And this is something also that I remind myself that I've seen people who I love suffer a lot, and I want to give them back the life that they never had. They gave everything to me, and I keep on remembering my mother and now my dear wife, who suffered a lot as well, who trusted me and who closed her eyes and jumped in with me on this adventure. Jeremy, I want to tell you something. I will not disappoint these two ladies. I will either die or make them proud. And that's it. I come to work full of energy, happy, and I want to do damage. That's it.
Now, you're also a human being, and there's obviously moments when you might have doubted a little bit, some moments when it was a little bit harder to have that fire. How do you deal with it? When you're not at your best, when you're not feeling like the world is yours and something either bad happened or you're just not in the right mood or combinations of bad circumstances, and you start to doubt yourself. Many people are talking about it. It's a common conversation that we have,
yes.
Especially in real estate. This is something that we're going to circle back to at some point.
Yes.
But in real estate in particular, you really doubt yourself a lot.
Yes.
This is the whole imposter syndrome as well that some people have. First of all, do you have these moments as well, and how do you deal with them?
I've never had an imposter syndrome, but I definitely had a lot of doubts. Okay, this is something that no one can neglect or deny. I've had a lot of doubts, definitely. My doubts, Jeremy, I'm doubting if I'm doing good and if I can do better. Okay? I never doubted that I can succeed. It was never, will I succeed? It was, what am I doing wrong and how can I improve it? And I was not alone. So I'm never having these conversations alone. As I told you, I'm not alone. I have my two ladies with me, my mother and my wife. We have a lot of conversations. We talk. They give me their insight. They're behind. They're not on the screen now, but they are big minds and great hearts. And I talk to them. And this is how we clear off the doubts. We think it through. I have a benchmark where someone is telling me, no, you're not going crazy. No, this is good. Okay, maybe you need to change here. Maybe do this, maybe do that. So I have them on my side. I'm not alone.
Okay, so are you happy today?
Happiness is that's a very tough question to answer. I'm still working on it.
What makes you not happy yet?
I think that I have a mission that I need to accomplish. I'm enjoying accomplishing it, but it's just an inner journey to take myself through to become happy now instead of happy in the future once I accomplished my mission. So to answer your question, I think that I cannot actually answer if I'm happy or not, but I can tell you that I'm on the journey to happiness.
We're gonna go back a little bit to Dubai and the Dubai real estate market. There's so many subjects to talk about, but the main one from someone who hasn't yet been in Dubai or someone who has barely seen the city, why do you think it's an El Dorado?
Wow, that's a very good question. Now we're talking the serious topics. Look, I've lived in several major cities in the world, mostly Europeans, and you can clearly see what is a mature market from an immature market where there is so much unlocked potential, where there's so much to do. From the simplest of details, in a mature market, you can tell that every need is mostly satisfied. And we're going for an economy, which is the silver economy. We're going for the cost killing. We're going for the recycling. We're going to dig deep where there is value and to go bring value from the darkest and from the most the far off, deep down the oceans. They're going and they're digging the value out of it. Here, you're coming to a city where you look left, you look right, there are so many unsatisfied needs. And I'm talking also to the entrepreneurs who are listening. If you are an entrepreneur, if you're not in Dubai, you are greatly mistaken, my friend. Today, I can see so many things that can be done in this city where people need it and people are willing to pay for it. So that's how I see that it is an El Dorado. Whether we're talking about the real estate market or not. It just happens that real estate is in big shortage in this city, that people are moving in the city, that the population is growing and that the demand is growing with it. And there is so much to do. But if you put just real estate aside just 1 second, you look at a city that is built within 50 years, that is not oil dependent, not like Abu Dhabi. People are make mistakes sometimes. They think, oh, Dubai, yes, because they have oil. No. Dubai has nothing to do with oil. Less than 5% of their GDP is from oil extraction and exportation. Dubai today is trade. That's how the city started. So they've put zero taxes for people to come and to trade between the East and the West. So they're very well strategically located. So that's how it started. And merchants came and started living by the sea to do their import-export because they're having it zero taxes. That's how the city grew. And then a couple of years after, a couple of decades after even, they started to say, okay, let's make it a touristic city. And then they started building Burj Khalifa, Dubai Marina, etc.
Are we in a superficial city? Because this is what we hear a lot lately, that Dubai is superficial and people will never really be a part of the city. They will just come and go. And even if you stay a little bit longer now, I mean, we see that people are coming to do a family and to set up a business. What do you think about those who would tell you, we don't feel like we would ever be home in Dubai? What's your vision on that?
Look, I understand that their concern is valid. Okay, because a couple of years back, that's how they thought about Dubai. There is a lot of money to be made. I bring in my bag, I stay here 1-2 years, I fill up the bag full of cash and I go back home. Because people didn't move with their families, they came alone.
When was this, for those who didn't know?
Let's say from 2004,
5, 6?
Yes, exactly. From when the real estate market started, when the freehold law got announced in 2002, that's where people started coming to Dubai, and some people came in the 90s as well. But there were the really early birds,
the visionaries.
Exactly. Now the people who came after. They came with that picture in mind, and they came and they left, they came and left. So Dubai got this stigma that yes, you come here to Dubai 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line, and then you leave. Today, the market has completely shifted after COVID. After COVID, people came to Dubai by default because all the people who had their vacation scheduled around that period for a year, throughout a year's time, there was lockdown. Dubai only closed its doors 6 weeks. Most of my clients, not most, but a good chunk of my clients, they tell me, Mukhtar, we were never supposed to come to Dubai. That we came to Dubai by default. We were going to Thailand. That was a particular client that I'm thinking about. He's British. They were going to Thailand. They came to Dubai by default. They told me we fell in love with Dubai, with the people, with the infrastructure, how the city is clean, how when you're going to a restaurant, you're paying, but people are smiling when they're receiving you in the restaurant. Can you imagine? So safe, clean, comfy, full of services, like-minded people. People got seduced. The vision of the government, the Sheikh, and this is a big thank you to His Highness, they built the city by listening to the demand. What does the demand want? We will put it in place. We will structure it. This city is engineered. It's not an organic city. Other cities in the world, they got built organically. Here, the city is engineered. If we look at the Dubai 2040 master plan, they are drawing bit by bit, inch by inch, they're drawing all the infrastructure for the next 15 years to come. They have the 2071 vision of how the city will look like with flying taxis, flying saucers everywhere, left and right. So imagine how much in the future they are.
Would you say that every time the royal family has said something, they've done it later on? Is it something, because there's a creed that we do what we say what we do. You being here in Dubai, have you witnessed that every time there was a plan, it's been accomplished?
100%. There is no single doubt that everything they've promised, they've done it. And they've created a platform for good people to come, to live here with dignity and to do business and to live safe. I am extremely grateful as Lebanese that I have this ground where I can bring my family on board. I can see my happy mother, my happy wife, go out at night with their friends, coming back home at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. without worrying about them in a safe city where everyone's happy.
Do you think we will one day have that feeling that we'll be home for generations and generations? Because so far you can have maximum 10 years residency visa with the golden visa. If you want to explain a little bit what it is, and also the first question is, that's still why most people are not really sure about Dubai. They really don't feel like they can call it home, like they would call their original country home.
Yes, and I can completely understand their doubts, because also they cannot have the citizenship. The citizenship is not for everyone that's coming to live and work in Dubai, which is completely normal. But you can see how the Emirati people are very welcoming. They offered already 10-year golden residency visa for people to come and to prosper. So
what can I do with this visa? So how do I get it? Because it's a very common thing that everyone is aware about the golden visa. The rules change a lot, almost on a monthly basis. So if you want to tell our
yes, with pleasure. So since a couple of years back, these regulations and visas have been are being eased up as we move forward. You can get the golden visa from several ways. Either you buy a property that is worth 2 million dirham or more, or you have a good position above a certain salary as well, or you have achieved something in the city and they give you the golden visa. So there are several ways where you can get it, reside and do business. You can also get a visa, not only golden visa, by opening a company. If you're a freelancer as well, you can have a visa in Dubai. So basically, all good people are invited to come and live in the city.
There was when the US was still the best place to be on earth.
Yes,
which I don't think it is anymore. But there was what we used to call the brain drain, where they would hire all the best talents from any country to come in the country, and to make them. To have them make the country even better than it is.
Yes.
And to have the most specialized, biggest experts here to work with them. Is it what's happening right now in Dubai? Are we seeing that in the UAE?
100%. You touched upon a very good point that I wanted to say. Dubai today is competing with the top 10 powerful cities in the world. Top 10 powerful cities in several reports, if you look at them, they compete for what? They compete for three things. Dubai basically competes with the top 10 powerful cities in the world. And these top 10 powerful cities or top cities in the world, they compete for three things. They compete for multinationals. So to have multinationals set their headquarters in their city, because multinationals bring a huge amount of business and influence. They compete for funds, so they want funds, capital to come into the city and to invest in the city, and they compete for talent. So we believe that Dubai is succeeding with flying colors for the past 5 to 10 years in doing that. Expo 2020 that happened in 2021 was a huge catalyst to its expansion and to its growth. And I can tell you something, Jeremy, and this is something that is of great value, actually. A lot of people do research about the real estate market. They look at numbers, they look at data. Data is very important in our industry. So they look at data, they look at the population that has moved to Dubai, the type of transactions that were done within several categories in different locations. They study how money has fluctuated. But we, as estate agents on the ground, we have the primary data. This that you see online is the secondary data. It's a secondary data that is secondary, that has already been done. We are the primary data because we are on the front line. It means that every day when you wake up, when you come to the office, you're shaking your hand with the demand. You're shaking your hand with the person who is coming to Dubai. Whether it's a single person coming to live, an engineer, a consultant, a whatever, or a family, or a business owner, an SME, small and medium enterprises owners, or a shareholder, or a representative of a multinational, CEO, CFO, CTO, or a family office, or a representative of a fund, hedge fund, investment fund. We are on the front line.
Ambassadors.
Exactly. We are ambassadors of the city. And we know, because when we qualify a client, and that to the people who are listening to this, when we qualify a client, what does qualifying mean? It means asking as much questions as possible to know who they are, what is their profile, what is their nationality, what is their entity, are they coming alone, are they coming with their family, are they coming to do, why did they come to Dubai, are they coming to do business, are they coming to only work, how are they bringing value to the society, and how long are they staying, and how much money are they bringing with them. So we have all this information. This information, you see it in the secondary data 6 months to 1 year after. But we know as of now, in our pipeline, we're on the same team, right? We cover around 5,000, 6,000 prospective clients. House and house, we are around 20 teams. We cover 100,000 prospective clients. So we cover a big chunk of the demand to forecast how is 2025 going to look like, how the city is going to look like. That's how people like to interview real estate agents, because they're in the ground, they're in the front line, they have access to this forbidden, hidden knowledge that you can see in the papers 1 year after.
Why do you think being a real estate agent today, the reputation is a little bit tainted? There's a lot of real estate agents on the market, unofficially more than 60,000. Do you think that reputation is deserved, or what's the reason why people don't, in general, like real estate agents?
You ask very good questions, Jeremy. Really, I love your questions. They're amazing, spot on. Thank you so much. So this is a big problem in Dubai. Unfortunately, we've said from the beginning of our talk about all the good things, but definitely there are a lot of bad things that can be improved, okay? Unfortunately, the barrier to entry in Dubai's property market is very low, okay? Anyone is trying real estate. They're not someone who's saying, okay, I've been a barber all my life, but I love real estate. I really want to learn, to train myself to become the best estate agent. I want to make this a career. They come and they try real estate. And unfortunately, agencies recruit very easily. So it costs them nothing. There is no salary in real estate. They only pay 3,000 dirham for the visa, and you're welcome to come and try your luck, basically. And that is a problem, because it makes the market ambiguous. It makes it gets it out from its real value, because there is a huge value in the economy that is being built up here in the city, and its real estate market who follows an economic expansion. So when you have agents who don't have a clue what they are talking about, who haven't done their research, who are only here for their commission, they're thinking about their interest first, this gets estate agents a very bad reputation. And unfortunately, in other markets, these make up 10, 20% of estate agents. Not only in Dubai, you hear this, but in Dubai, unfortunately, it's the other way around. They're very much present, and they sell what sells, they sell what brings them the most commission, and that is very, very unfortunate.
So for someone who's entering real estate, or who's been in real estate for a couple of months, couple of years now, what do you do when you have a client coming to you and saying, Mokhtar, I have X amount of money. I want to invest in the Dubai real estate market because I heard it's amazing.
Yeah.
What do you do? What's the first step?
Okay, so the first step, and this is something that we do on a day-to-day basis, is that we ask the investor what is the purpose of their investment. Are they buying to come and live in the city, or are they coming to only invest and not planning to live in that property? If it's one way or another, we don't have the same conversation, okay? If they're coming to live, then we would ask, usual questions such as where they would like to be located when it comes to their work, their jobs, the schools, if they have children, what is their center of interest, what is the lifestyle that they're trying to get, what is their precise criteria, and what is their budget, if that's where they want to live it as an end user. If it was an investor, that is a little bit more complex, because we would have to analyze what is the current portfolio of the investor. What is it made of? Whether in Dubai or in outside of Dubai, in the real estate market, in other financial markets, what is his job? What does he do? How safe his job is. So we analyze all the risk that his profile consists of. We try to understand where does the real estate investment in Dubai fall into his portfolio in order to guide him into his objective. What is he looking to get out from this investment, and so that he meets his expectations, and to show him what are the values in the market so that he can pick and choose from. So this is what we try to understand. What is his profile, risk appetite, objective and goal from his investment, and in parallel we present to him what are the opportunities, whether short-term or long-term in Dubai, what are the risks involved to make the best operation possible.
I'm going to rebound on risks. Is it risky today in 2024, almost 2025, to invest in the Dubai real estate market? That question comes from a lot of clients that we meet for the first time, feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Because there's not one nucleus in Dubai. Not everything is running around the Burj Khalifa. There's many different areas that act like little cities, where the rental yield, the capital appreciation from 100 meters to another can be completely different. So there's one new project every 19 hours right now.
Yeah.
This year we've delivered a lot of projects, and it will still continue. Is it risky today? Is my money safe if I invest in the Dubai real estate market?
Yes, it is risky. Of course. It's a risky market. I'll tell you why. The margin for error in Dubai is much bigger than the margin for error in other European major cities. Okay? In other European major cities, you know by street exactly what were the transactions, how much they transacted for. You can make a mistake by 5%. In Dubai, because we are building the city, because we have the good, the bad, and the ugly in the market, unfortunately, the risk is much higher. You can, there are so many ways where you can do a mistake while buying in Dubai. You can buy from the wrong developer because they're a bad developer, and we have a blacklist of developers. That's the minimum we can do for our investors. So you can buy from the wrong developer. You can buy in the wrong location, or in a location that is not very well timed, where it's not now or in the next 2-3 years where the demand will pick up. It might take 10 years so that the demand pick up in that location. You can make a location mistake. You can make a cash flow mistake. You can overstretch yourself because the agent tried to sell you something telling you, oh, you can pay and sell after 6 months, 1 year, you made your capital appreciation. You can buy from the wrong agent because the agent is shit. He doesn't know what he sold. He doesn't know the exact square footage because he lured you into something. There is the risk of the developer delaying, the developer not handing over on time. So there are several risks. And this is what we actually try to do to mitigate that risk by doing the maximum research possible about every development, because we know who's who in the market for the moment. But there are also good opportunities from newcomers in the market. How can you analyze them? They have very good opportunities sometimes because they're cheaper price per square foot. They want to make a name for themselves. So you know that they will make it cheap, and you know that they will do the best they can to make it possible. But some don't have experience. So how do you do? We take the project, we analyze who's the contractor, who's the architect, what have they delivered in other cities. And this is something that we do for our investors to mitigate that risk. But yes, there are a lot of risks. Be careful. I prefer that someone does not buy in Dubai. I repeat, I prefer that someone does not buy and invest in Dubai if they don't do their due diligence.
I think most agents, not most, a lot of agents are not doing that work. And we see on an everyday basis that they still come and believe that people can make quick money. and it's all about the commission. It's all about selling because there's a lot of things to sell. But I don't think many agents are sitting down with their clients and going over everything. Now, doing that might take more time. Sometimes you might even have some bad circumstances because you find something that's not good. But in the long run, these clients, they will come back to you because they adored the fact that you were true, honest, genuine, and you were defending their interests.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I always say to my clients. We don't have all the answers. At some point, there will be something I will tell you, I do not know.
Yeah.
But in 5 minutes, I will know.
Yes.
In 1 hour, I will know. Tomorrow, I will know. I will make sure that I do everything to protect you. Now, no investment has a 0% risk. You're right.
Yeah.
There's always a risk.
Yes.
We're trying to mitigate it. I'm myself very safe, a risk-averse person. So when you see all the deals that I've made with my clients, there's nothing that will triple, quadruple in the next 2-3 years. It's investments that are for the long term. And by the way, that's a question I would like to ask you. What do you think is the best kind of investment to do in Dubai? Do we go to flip? Because I heard flipping is amazing in Dubai, apparently. That's what we hear. Or do I go for the long run? Do I hold on to my investment for 5, 10, 20 years? What's the best thing to do if I'm a client today?
I would answer that question, Jeremy, but there is also something that you touched upon, which I think is very important for agents today who are listening to us. How can you sleep at night if you sold something bad to a client just thinking about your commission? You're getting 1-2% of the total price. The client is putting 100% of his life, of his earnings, of his blood, sweat, and tears, of the moments that he didn't spend with his family and his loved ones trying to make a living. How can you sleep at night, take this 1-2% commission to sell him something bad or something that is not suitable for him? How can you sleep at night and be nonchalant and sell him whatever just because you didn't do your due diligence about the project and did a little bit of research to make him good? How? So it's a little bit of a wake-up call. Agents need to do more research, put in more work, because also it's in their interest, in their financial interest as well. Not only in terms of ethics and principles, although that's a very big subject, but also for their financial interest. There is nothing better than repeat business into this industry. Mm-hmm. And if you know how to work out repeat business, you know better than anyone, Jeremy, your clients love you. You know better than anyone how much repeat business brings in not only financial satisfaction, but friends, connections. You can unlock some situations, sometimes work on other projects. Just bringing on board a group, a network of people, whether you can call them friends, clients, investors, or what have you, but you're bringing good. And when you bring good, the good comes around.
Yeah, and I think talking about this, as you know, I've traveled a lot. I've traveled to most countries on this planet, except the US, haven't been there.
Soon.
Can't wait. Yes.
Las Vegas.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Yes, we go together. My wife will be happy.
Mine won't.
Ras Al Khaimah, yes.
I feel like in Dubai, and I have no reason to say it because if I didn't believe it, I wouldn't say it.
Yeah.
I've never been able to go to a place and meet people that are unbelievable and that give you so many opportunities. Now, if you believe these can be scams, your problem. But there's so many opportunities in this city. It's like a concentration of talent. And if you open your eyes really, you understand that you can open any door. You're 5 handshakes away from anybody on earth. But when you're in Dubai, you feel like it's only 1 handshake away.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
As a land of opportunity, definitely, because the people that you meet here, you're basically coming into an area where per kilometer squared, you can find the highest density of successful people, of people who have made it very well in their life, who brought a lot of value to the society. And this, I think, Dubai has the highest density, currently speaking. And this is an opportunity. Of course, people that you would never have ever dreamt to meet because of the social structure, because your path don't cross in other cities in the world, in major cities, whether they're matured or not. Here in Dubai, it's definitely an opportunity.
Yes, we're talking to CEOs, we're talking to people who have had amazing lives, who are doing something very exceptional with their business. I don't think in Montpellier I would have been able to do that, or in any job I've done so far. And I think that's the chance that many people need to understand. It's time for you guys to just hop on.
Yes.
It's scary.
Yes.
It's very scary because you have this comfort around you. Everything you know, your friends, everything is at its right place, and you have to leave everything to arrive in a new El Dorado. Everyone is talking about it. Have I missed the boat? Is there still time? Am I going to perform? What would you say to someone who needs to find still that courage to go? Is it worth it? What would be the advice you would give to someone who's telling you, Mokhtar, I think I want to make the move to Dubai. Should I do it now? Is it too late?
I think two things. First of all, I would tell this person the cost of inactivity is very high. You are paying the highest cost of not taking that decision, which is your time, which is the opportunity cost. That's what we call the opportunity cost. What would I have done if I didn't take that decision, or if I took that decision? So you're paying the highest price, your time. Can you imagine how much limited time we have on earth? That is limited. Bitcoin is limited. Everyone's talking about it, and everyone's buying Bitcoin. Money is unlimited. We print money. We're printing it every day. That's why it's important to invest in real estate to secure your money. But time, that is limited. So calculate your time well, and if you're hesitating, come and see. Come and do it. Do it, fail, wake up, get up, and do it again, fail again, do it 1,000 times.
Is failure important?
Definitely, because that's how you learn. Fail fast, fail so many times. I have this quote, I will quote the quote of success. I don't remember who said it, but it's success is moving from failure to failure without letting go. And that's what it's all about. The second thing that I want to say is that when you come and test this opportunity, do it right. Don't come here, be motivated the first week, the first month, the first 6 months, and then go to beaches, partying, spending your money, getting distracted, not doing the work, not doing what's necessary, not reading, not listening to podcasts, to some amazing interviews that you can learn from, that you can inspire from, not reading books. Books reading is very important. And I don't mean book reading just before you sleep. I mean, you sit down on a table, you improve your posture, you open the book and you bring in notes, you write, you summarize the book, you repeat it, you read it every day, and you apply it on your craft. So I would say to agents, or to anyone who wants to come, but do it well. And to agents, come and get trained into doing real estate. Learn about the market, learn about how you bring clients, and turn off the noise. That's it.
What do you think the people around you think about you?
That's a good question. Very unexpected. But I will answer it. Let me think to answer it in the best way possible.
You have time.
So look, I will tell you, this will come from the heart. People who I care about, okay? I will separate it into two things, okay? The people who I care about and the others, let's say. For the people who I care about, I think that they love me because I love them. I give them everything I have. I apologize when I make mistakes. I always question myself. I'm a sensitive person, even though it doesn't look. So I come to the person, I said this, did that hurt you? Or did it make a mistake? And you tell me yes or no. If no, okay, very well, I'm reassured. If yes, then I apologize. I will try not to do it again. I care for people. So if I see you bad, I come and speak to you. And people will do it naturally for me in parallel. So I have very good relationship, close relationship with my limited circle. And I'm very happy with that. I'm very blessed to have less than 10, 15 people on my list that I can consider as brothers. And for the others, I would say that I don't seek their validation. I don't want to do bad for people, but I don't seek their validation, so their opinion doesn't actually matter.
What's Mokhtar El Kush's biggest dream? When would you say to yourself, I made it?
That's a very good question. I think that I made it when I see the people around me smiling and happy. That's where I made it. That's on a personal level. On a professional level, I think that I would say that sentence when I changed the whole real estate market in Dubai, change it for the better, get more people trained and on board, teaching people about the industry, about the trends, about real estate. There are so many developers today that launch projects just for them to have the highest margins, projects that are not even economically viable, and where investors lose a lot of money. That is a great cause for me. I saw my mother losing all her life savings in one day. From the bank run, for the people who want context, from the bank run that happened in Lebanon. You see, I told you we've suffered a lot in Lebanon, but we're still very happy people and we're still here. So she's lost everything. And I don't want that to happen to anyone. So every time that I talk to an investor, it's like I'm responsible for my mother's money. And that is very important. And because I see a lot of projects that are shit in the market today, where I know that the investor will not make money, he will not exit happily from that investment, I made it my cause. Now, I'm not a 100,000 person army. I cannot be with all investors at the same time. But I want to get these developers out of the market. Either they align and make projects that are economically viable, where everyone's making money. The developer is making money. I'm not saying that they shouldn't make money. The investor is making money. The small agent is making money. And the whole ecosystem is in harmony.
A win-win situation.
A win-win situation for everyone, where everything is fair. Today, Dubai's property market is unfair. And that is because you have so many people who are greedy for money. So I'm here to change that situation for everyone, because Dubai is sexy. Yeah, we agree. We're here because it's sexy. It attracts everyone, the good, the bad, and the ugly one more time. So it's very sexy, and people get lured in to invest, to come, to whatever. I want to change that, to help the market improve, to shake it, so that all the rotten apples fall, and that we can have a prosperous tree free of any poison.
In the team that you have, that I'm obviously part of, we all see you as a leader. Do you think that you are a leader today? Do you have all it takes to be a leader, or do you think there's more things that you have to accomplish to really fulfill that position?
I think that a leader does not become a leader and stays a leader. I think things change. We live in a very dynamic world. So I think that every day I need to improve and bring people on board, bring leaders on board, to learn more. I don't really care about being a leader if it's just to have a title or something like that. I think that anyone can lead from any chair, from any position. Basically, we can lead from any position. We can be a pack that moves together. You are sometimes a leader. Tara is sometimes a leader. Other people in the team are sometimes leaders. I follow. When I think that things are right, I follow. When I don't, we discuss, we negotiate. So I think that I'm trying to improve myself every day. I haven't figured the secret recipe yet, and I don't think I ever will. It's a constant improvement. It's a journey, and yeah, I hope to bring the most people with me on this journey.
When I was doing it, I felt, fuck, we're doing something big.
I want chicken meat a few times,
Bro,
like goosebumps.
While we're doing this fucking podcast, I have my hands sweaty.
Yeah.
I was like, Mokhtar, last question for you before we wrap it up. And before we close, I want to say thank you for your time. It's been really an amazing moment that we had here.
With pleasure.
If there was one thing that you would like to tell to the next generation of high performance, high achievers, big dreamers with ambitions, if there was one thing you'd like to tell them, what would it be?
That is not prepared, so it'll come from the heart and let it flow. Don't forget where you come from. Love your family, love your people. Give before you take. This is extremely important. Give before you take. Know why you are here. Don't do bad, do good, and move forward.
Thank you, Mokhtar, for your time today. It was unbelievably great.
Thank you. Thank you,
Very
Jeremy.
inspiring. I think most people that will listen to this podcast, if not all people, will have goosebumps after listening to all of this. Your journey is unbelievable. I used to not all the time understand the things that you were teaching in the past, and seeing that now I see you as someone that is leading me on the path to success. I have high respect for you. I really appreciate the work that you're doing here, and I'm 100% sure that you're going to change the market. You're going to really break the limit. So thank you for being here, and thank you for the work you're doing.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. That was a real pleasure. Having you on my team is a blessing. You cannot imagine how much. I'm blessed as well to have you and the team, and yeah, I'm satisfied. Thank you so much for this. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.